Take two! Apparently it did not record the first time. That was kind of weird. We'll give you the fast version. Tuesday, October 24th. You can retake the test. If you want to retake the test, just go ahead and take it and then send me an email, and then I will get it updated as quickly as possible. And then we had conversation yesterday. We're going to do another discussion on Thursday, which goes a whole different direction. I am handing out books. You now have your own book that you get a copy of that you're going to get a chance to use with like a little number that goes on the bottom of it. I'm going to give you a Post-it note that you're going to have with your name, my name, with whatever amount of Riz you have to go with it. And you're going to write that on there to help you out. Do not leave Post-it note on outside cover of book, because as soon as you put it in your backpack, it's going to get torn off. Open book, put Post-it note inside. Essentially, we're going to be using it like a bookmark. So as we read, you will do that. If you look inside your book, you may find Post-it notes already in there, because kids from last year may have left a Post-it note there. If you have a bonus Post-it note, go you with your bonus Post-it notes. As you flip through it, you should, for most of you, see that there is writing already in the book and highlighting already in the book. More towards the front than towards the back, which is the thing you're going to be doing. Because today you're going to be highlighting and writing in the book also when we get to it. Hey, Do?
Do you have tape or something? Because my books are big.
When during best, I can fix it for you. Malik?
So, you know Tyler Long?
Yep.
Yeah, he kind of messed up.
Yep. That happens with students.
I
Yeah.
think those viewpoints.
Nope. He's no longer with us.
So like, do you have to record class every day for the advanced kids?
Mm-hmm.
So they're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't do it
Ava?
once every 2
Can
days.
I play Maverick Miller?
Yeah, I just talked about that.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Yeah. Kids nowadays. With Bookie Book that you guys now have, with this one, similar to how we did short stories, I will be reading most of this book out loud to you, but not all of the book. There will be parts that you have to read with your own brain, as much as some of you hate that, and you guys are going to complain about reading. But for those of you who do read it, I tried to find a book that you would enjoy. I mean, kids last year liked it. It does have drama, it has fighting, it has death, it has things that most kids enjoy in one form or another. Those of you who don't read it, as long as you pay attention in class and follow along, you should be able to get at least a D or a C on most of the quizzes. Because I'll be talking about a lot of stuff that happens in there, and as long as you pay attention, that'll help you. Those of you who are wanting to get an A or a B, you're going to have to do the reading on your own. Like, I'll read for the next quiz or quiz coming up next week, I will read most of the chapter, but I'll leave like 20, 25 pages that you guys are going to have to read at some point with your own brain. And to help you on top of that, I've actually created an audiobook of me reading the entire thing, and I have it posted to Canvas. So you can go through and it breaks it down by chapter, and you can listen to me read it if you would rather do that instead of using your own brain. I prefer you use your own brain, but I've accepted the fact that this might be the next best thing to trying to help you out. Other than that, we'll get a chance to get into it and talk and things like that. Fluky!
When will that be posted?
We're going to talk tomorrow. Feast?
Are you going to use the book on test?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
100%. You guys just not hear like that. Sound like,
Bro, I swear I heard something.
I kind of did too.
I swear, bro.
Maybe somebody farted.
Bro,
It was that. The air freshener.
That might be. It goes off and that makes more like a psh sound.
Yeah, I use them. I see. It goes. Psh.
Yeah, that's the air freshener.
That wasn't that.
Oh, never mind. Hi, Olivia.
Air freshener.
This thing right there, dude.
I see it.
Okay.
Everybody meet up. Everybody meet up.
Yes, you're Olivia.
Never mind.
Done. Okay.
Everybody meet up.
This is where you are going to do the highlighting and writing in your book. If you go ahead and flip through the first however many pages, you'll see the fact that there's probably highlighting and writing in there. Now, this depends. Some of you have had kids who actually highlighted and did directions. You might not believe this, but some of you have had kids in the past who had this book before you who were irresponsible and did no work. I know.
Yeah, they did no work.
Shocker. Hopefully, when you're done with the book, there'll be highlighting and writing in there. Your first assignment, I will be giving you next week. I'm going to give you a preview of it now to make your life easier. You are going to have to make 10 connections between things that happen in the book and your life. So that's where the highlighting comes in. Now, it doesn't have to be super big stuff, but if you find a part where it talks about an annoying younger sister, and you're like, I hate my younger sister, then you would highlight that part and then put down Susie. If it talks about now the fact that they really love meatloaf, and you're like, meatloaf is horrible, I would puke, then you would highlight the meatloaf and put like, I hate meatloaf. You just want to find connections in there to your life in some way. So you just highlight the part that connects, and then you just write out to the side. It just makes the homework easier next week. If you don't care about future you, and you're like, future you can die, well, in that case, you just leave that book blank, and then you get to the homework next week, and then you have to go back and look through all those pages to find connections, and then you get to freak out. I'm happy either way. I just figured I'd tell you now, this is the homework I'm assigning next week, and if you do it while we read, it makes your life easier. But some of you like having a harder life, like talking while I am. Feast.
So can we like, someone wrote in here something that like, can we also like say to our life that are someone else in our life?
Absolutely. Because there's like in the first page, we're going to get to them talking about nightmares. And some of the people wrote in there, Mr. Brovicast. But maybe I don't give you nightmares. Maybe instead it's Mr. Baker or Mrs. Melling. And then you can write down, see, you can write down the only person that gives you nightmares. Jacob? Sure. Points?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I know. What's up?
So, you said we highlight the thing,
Uh-huh.
you write what your idea was, or you write on the...
You know it's written right there.
Okay, hold on.
All right. We're going to jump to the thing that says prologue, which is like the little beginning stuff that we get a chance to get into.
The one that I put my post-it note over.
Apparently the one that you put your post-it note over. Hi, Hato.
Why did they take down the bathroom?
They had a backflow, like it was kicking up bad water into the bathrooms.
I'm so smart.
Yeah. Prologue. I suppose you want to know all about us, don't you? All the nasty, horrible details about the vicious things we did. How we planned the accidents. How we plotted against everyone who got in our way. That's what you want to hear, isn't it? Well, it wasn't like that. Well, not to us anyway. Not at first. Things just got carried away, that's all. We were all good kids. I mean, really good kids. Not a single kid in the Shadow Club had ever done anything bad. And there wasn't a single delinquent in the bunch. Not at first. You guys know what a delinquent is?
Like a bad person that does like crimes.
Very bad kid.
Someone who does crimes and gets in trouble.
Delinquent.
Juvenile delinquent.
Can I write that?
Yeah. Juvenile delinquent means a kid who does that. For me, I highlighted that first part where it said we were all good kids. In junior high, I was a goody two-shoes kid. And then delinquent, I also highlighted and put me in high school. I made a lot of poor choices in high school.
Can I do good kids this year, and then delinquent last year?
Sure. I still don't know how it all happened. We just lost control, you know. Too many bad feelings have a way of spinning together into one killer tornado, and none of us in the Shadow Club knew how to stop it, or for that matter, where it was going. I haven't told anyone the whole story yet. I don't like to talk about it because it scares me. I get nightmares. When I was little, I got nightmares about werewolves or dumb things like that. Now, I get nightmares about myself. That's where, for some of you, it should have my name probably written above
Yep.
that. Or you could write someone else's name.
I write it
Wait, I
below
wrote it
because there's
under.
no
Okay.
That's fine.
Nightmares.
And since it happened, I've been catching other kids looking at me funny. Like I'm a different person now. Like I'm that monster I dream about, but it's not true. And I don't know how to prove to them that I'm still me. I'm just a whole lot smarter now, that's all. Like I said, I haven't told anyone, but I can't keep it in anymore. If I do, I'll go crazy.
Crazy. Melon.
So listen closely. I'll tell you all there is to know about the Shadow Club. But you have to promise you won't hate me when I'm done. I'll begin long before any of the bad stuff happened, before I spied on Tyson McGaw, even before the first meeting, way back when that tornado wasn't even a breeze, just a bunch of thoughts kept secretly in the back of our minds, thoughts we were sure no one else could understand. It all started that day in the graveyard. We don't have chapter numbers. So if you flip through there, they all just have titles. Like chapter 1 is just called Stupid Talk. That big bar is not a number 1. It's just they have that big bar at the beginning of each chapter.
Wait, so
It
can
means
I,
I.
can I use graveyard?
You can connect it, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, here's my picture I have.
My great grandma.
It's dead.
Graveyard.
It was the strangest place for anyone to have a wedding. And whoever came up with the idea of having weddings there must have had a very sick mind. This town has to be the only town in the history of the world that has weddings in a cemetery. Anyway, it was the first day of September, and we all stood there in the rose garden at the very edge of Shady Bluff Memorial Park, sipping punch from tiny cups and stuffing our faces with little cheese hors d'oeuvres and waiting for the wedding to start. Cheryl's mom was getting married. Cheryl had been nervously chewing the lip of her cup until there was none of it left and checking to see if her hair was still in place. She had good reason to be nervous since it was her mother's wedding and she was about to have a new father, but that wasn't the only reason she was nervous. I just know they're going to ask me to sing, Cheryl mumbled under her breath. Huh? Said Randall, her younger brother. Sing? They're going to ask me to sing? Don't be dumb. People don't sing in cemeteries. Which was a good point. No, I mean later. At the house, during the party, they always ask me to sing. Randall rolled his eyeballs so far back you could almost hear them turning in his head. Like when? I highlighted that and put both my daughters' names because they tend to roll their eyes at me a lot. Joys of teen daughters.
Wait, can you use the same thing multiple times?
Have to explain it. Cheryl thought for a moment, then a smirk spread over her face. Like at your birthday party, she said triumphantly. And then she looked at me, but I knew better than to stick my nose in this one. My nose has been whacked too many times for being where it never should have been in the first place. This was their argument. Yeah? Well, guess what? Said Randall. I got news for you. Nobody asked you. You just got up there and sang anyway, all on your lonesome. That's not true. Somebody asked me. Who? I don't remember who. That doesn't matter. The point is, I was asked, and as I recall, everyone clapped. They clapped because I blew out the candles. Okay, well, yeah, that too. But they liked the way I led Happy Birthday. I kept them all in tune. You were louder than everyone else, you mean. And you didn't have to stand on a chair. That was embarrassing. I highlighted two things there. You didn't have to stand on a chair. That was embarrassing. My class, because I make you stand on chairs every time we give speeches, and since people think it's embarrassing. And then you were louder than everyone else. I underlined that one, and I put Amir.
How many do I need for this? What? Wait, I put Amir for louder also.
Well, it's weird. Who would have thought?
Wait,
Where is louder? I'm trying to put me too.
How many do I need?
Stop knocking on the door. I'm coming.
Bottom of page 6.
How many do I need?
At least 10.
Okay, then
I would say 12 to be safe, because you're going to have to, like, some you might want to get rid of that aren't going to be as good. Someone has to lead, demanded Cheryl. It's like the national anthem at a ball game. Someone has to lead it, or everyone sings at the wrong time, out of tune, and it sounds lousy. It was about this time that I forced my ears closed and tuned the two of them out. It's true, Cheryl and Randall were my friends, but there's only so much stupid talk a human brain can listen to. When Cheryl and Randall got started, they could stupid talk each other till their mouths wore out. I turned off my brain whenever my parents did it, and I turned off my brain whenever my friends did it. I'm assuming you probably have, if a kid wrote in your book before this, they probably wrote something next to stupid talk. For mine, where it says I turn off my brain, I highlighted that and put my students, because you guys seem to do that a
my
lot.
class.
For stupid
Nate.
talk.
I put first, I turned off my brain, Haley Washington.
Why would you attack Haley like that?
Because
B points.
Haley, if you have to beat him up after class, I'll look the other way. It's okay. Jared?
this is because like she forgot to like
talk,
do this.
I put Jared Wayne Bonds.
Okay.
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 I put our class.
I was closer friends with Cheryl than I was with Randall. In fact, you could say that Cheryl was my best friend. She'd been my best friend all of my life, or as far back as I can remember. Back to the days when it was all right for little boys to play with little girls because we didn't really know the difference. And through the time when everyone would make fun of us because boys were supposed to do boys things with boys and girls were supposed to do girls things with girls. Now, no one much bothered us because at 14, everyone has more sense. Besides, people envied us because everyone was so sure we were a lot more than we really were, if you know what I mean. Other kids always think that kind of thing if you're friends with a girl. Just to make sure, what do people think?
You're dating.
That they're boyfriends. But they're just friends, they're not dating.
They think you're best.
I highlighted that and put my youngest daughter, Moss, because her best friend is a boy. And so she hangs out with him all the time. Although I've asked, you guys are going to date? She's like, I have no interest in dating that kid. But
Good afternoon, Chargers. I have one end of the day announcement.
hang out and
All
talk.
members of Strolling Strings should report to the orchestra room to get their instruments and then to room G110 during best. Again, Strolling Strings members should report to the orchestra room to get their instruments and then go to G110. Weeples are excused.
You don't know my daughter, so no.
I'm strong.
Anyway, neither Cheryl nor Randall knew when to shut up or when to give up, since they were always so convinced that they were right. They argued like lawyers, which is something they both got from their mother, who is a lawyer. This time, however, I knew for a fact that Randall was right. No one had asked Cheryl to sing at that party. The only person that was asked to sing was Cheryl's cousin Rebecca. And luckily, Cheryl was out back when it happened, or else she would have been in an evil mood for the rest of the day. Cheryl hated Rebecca about as much as I hated Austin Pace, but I'll leave that for later. You just watch, said Cheryl. Mom will come over to me and ask me to sing when she and Paul have their first dance. I'll bet you. You're on, said Randall. I'd bet you money, but I don't want you to make you feel too bad. Fine. It's settled then, I said just to shut them up. The winner gets no money, but will get to hang their victory over the other person's head for the rest of their life. All right? Fine. Fine, they both said. Good. Now, both of you, shut up. Looks like it's getting ready to start. And by getting ready to start, I mean best.
This is over.
The bells get ready to ring.
I like that and put best.
Wait, what page are we on?
I ended on page 8.
Do my post-it note go there?
I did too.
Oh, yeah.
Four.
Does my post-it note go there?
That's where I would put it.
United.
Tomorrow, we will pick up with page 8 and keep reading and get deeper into it and have talky things and stuff like that.